Another captain lost to the unforgiving waters of the Bering Sea, swallowed whole by the same deadly tides that have claimed too many before. The sea shows no mercy, and for the men of Deadliest Catch, every trip could be their last. This isn't just about fishing, it's about survival in the most brutal, relentless battleground on Earth. Tune in as the fleet battles nature's wrath. But beware, some names won't make it home. Bering Sea's high-stakes game. The show makes it seem like these fishermen are out there alone, braving the sea with nothing but their willpower and a sturdy ship. That's not exactly true. The Bering Sea is packed with boats, all competing for the same prize. Hundreds of ships fighting for a big payday, because if they don't fill those crab pots fast enough, someone else will. That's the side of crab fishing you don't see on TV. It's cutthroat, it's survival, and sometimes it's deadly. But on that night, a ship vanished, and the sea kept its secret. Sig Hansen didn't just stumble into this life. His father, Sverre Hansen, and grandfather, Sigurd, left Norway behind in the late 50s, setting sail for America in search of bigger catches. They found it in the icy depths of the Bering Sea, pulling in snow crabs before most people even knew what they were. That pioneering spirit carved out a whole new industry, one that has fed generations of fishermen. It wasn't just about making money, it was about building something that would last, a legacy written in salt and hard labor. And that's exactly what happened. The industry boomed. Fishing turned into a high-stakes game, with fortunes made and lost with the toss of a wave. Most reality shows let their cast take breaks, step out of the drama when it gets too heavy. Not on Deadliest Catch. The camera crews don't just film the fishermen, they live with them, eat with them, endure the same brutal storms. 5 weeks straight, no way out, no breaks. If a storm hits, if a boat goes down, they're right there in it. And that's just for one trip. 6 months out of the year, these crews ride the same risks as the men they're filming. They eat the same food, sleep in the same cramped quarters, and face the same sleepless nights when the sea is throwing a fit. They don't just document the job, they live it. The fishermen on the show don't operate like the rest of the industry. Regular boats have quotas, limits on how much they can catch. Hit the limit too early, and they go home with less money. Miss it, and they're in the red. But for the Deadliest Catch crews, the main goal isn't catching crabs. It's making good TV. They can sell their haul for less, which doesn't sit well with the fishermen who depend on those market prices. That's the hidden tension no one talks about. The cameras bring in a different kind of paycheck, one that doesn't rely on the unpredictable ocean. Most people barely think about the moon, but for a fisherman, it's everything. The tides, the waves, the entire mood of the sea, it all shifts under that glowing pull, and when a supermoon rises, the ocean turns into a monster. In the winter of 2018, the captains of Deadliest Catch felt its wrath firsthand. Waves reached higher, winds cut sharper, and the sea swallowed up anything that got too close. Jake Anderson called it one of the worst storms he'd ever seen. Even Wild Bill, a seasoned veteran, admitted he was scared, but luck was on their side that night. No one died. Others haven't been so fortunate. There have been moments when the sea decided to collect its toll. A wrong move, a miscalculation, and a boat is gone. Not just lost, but erased, swallowed whole. There's no getting used to it. The sea doesn't offer second chances. The memorial lists grow longer, the names carved into metal plaques that stand as the only reminders of the lives lost out there. The ocean gives, but it also takes without mercy. There's another storm brewing, one that won't blow over so easily. The waters off Alaska aren't what they used to be. Warmer temperatures are pushing the crabs deeper, forcing boats to chase them farther into dangerous territory. That means longer trips, bigger risks, and fewer safety nets. If something goes wrong out there, help isn't coming anytime soon. And yet, Deadliest Catch rarely touches on this part of the story. The producers stick to the drama on deck, ignoring the bigger environmental shifts happening beneath the surface. It's easier that way to keep the focus on the waves crashing over the bow instead of the changing world that's forcing these boats farther out. For all its gripping moments, Deadliest Catch isn't exactly a raw documentary. Some of what you see is real. The danger, the exhaustion, the relentless fight against the sea, but other moments? They're staged, reshot, edited to fit a better narrative. You won't see the crew setting up the perfect angle or reshooting a scene because the lighting wasn't quite right. The biggest disasters, the real heart-pounding terror, those are genuine, but plenty of other moments are polished up for the audience.
The harsh survival and loss in the Bering Sea. The fishermen on Deadliest Catch might seem alone in the vast ocean, but that's not the case. The show can make it look like these men are isolated, but actually, the sea is crowded with hundreds of boats. All these boats are in the same waters, trying to catch as many crabs as possible to make money. The competition is tough because many businesses want to catch a lot of crabs. This fierce competition isn't shown on the Discovery Channel. Sig Hansen's experience on Deadliest Catch shows how a public figure can smartly manage fame, keeping control over personal and professional life. This is very different from Josh Harris, who chased fame recklessly and ended up in legal trouble. Sig's story teaches us about the careful management of one's public image, especially when moving from being a private person to a public figure. Sverre Hansen and his father Sigurd from Karmøy, Norway, moved to America in 1958 and started fishing for opilio crabs, also known as snow crabs, in the unexplored waters of the Bering Sea. Their pioneering work let them fish all year round and opened up new opportunities for all fishermen, leading to profitable crab fishing seasons. This effort has brought significant income to both Sig and other fishermen during the harsh opilio season. Over the years, Deadliest Catch has turned into a diverse show featuring different types of crab seasons: the regular king crab season, the less common Bairdi crab season, and the most dangerous, the opilio crab season. But that's not the most challenging part. The Discovery Channel dives deep into the lives of fishermen by sending 2 camera crews to live on their ships for 5 weeks. These crews share the same space and challenges as the fishermen, with no chance to leave. Unlike crews on other reality shows who can take breaks, those filming Deadliest Catch must endure 6 months of continuous filming. This setup forces the film crews and fishermen to interact closely, sharing their living and working environment all the time. Interestingly, the fishermen on Deadliest Catch don't face the same pressures as others in their industry. Normally, fishermen have catch limits, meaning they can only catch a certain amount of fish or crab. Falling short of these limits can mean less money. However, on Deadliest Catch, the main goal is filming, not fishing. The fish they catch is secondary, so they can sell it at lower prices, which might upset other fishermen who depend on higher market prices. But this isn't the worst part. The supermoon is often overlooked by those who don't spend much time at sea. However, ship captains know better. The moon affects the ocean's tides, and during events like the supermoon, these effects are stronger. The gravitational pull is stronger, making the tides higher and the seas rougher. In 2018, during such a supermoon, Jake Anderson described the sea as extremely rough, and Wild Bill admitted to being afraid. Despite the fears, that night passed without injury, showing the unpredictable challenges posed by natural events. The changing environment adds another layer of difficulty to the fisherman's job. As the waters off Alaska warm, crabs move to colder, deeper waters, far from the usual fishing spots. This migration pushes fishing boats to follow the crabs into these more dangerous waters, increasing the risk of accidents. These areas are far from help, making any emergency more serious. Although these environmental changes affect the show, the producers choose not to engage in the broader environmental debate. But that's not all. There's also doubt about how much of Deadliest Catch is staged. Unlike traditional documentaries, which capture events as they happen, Deadliest Catch often needs scenes to be filmed multiple times. This isn't the case for the most dangerous scenes, which are filmed as they happen. The need for multiple takes to meet the director's demands for the perfect shot raises questions about the show's authenticity. Additionally, there are claims that some drama is pre-planned, similar to other reality TV shows, making the show more engaging but possibly less truthful. This practice of staging scenes can make viewers question the reality of what they are watching, as it seems the show may prioritize entertainment over factual storytelling. The sea's chill goes beyond the weather, touching the lives of those who work its waves. The untold struggles of king crab fishermen. In Alaska and the Aleutian Islands, during the autumn, workers engage in king crab fishing, a dangerous yet important industry featured in the television show Deadliest Catch on Discovery Channel. This job, though risky and exposed to the harsh elements of the sea, surprisingly yields very low earnings for those who are local to Alaska. These crabs' commercial harvest supplies markets worldwide and includes significant catches in both Russian and international waters. Despite this global business, Alaskan workers from the recent season of the television series earned less than $7,000 each. The financial data revealed by the Alaska Film Office shows a stark contrast between local workers and those from outside Alaska. Out-of-state workers collectively earned $1.3 million, which stands in sharp contrast to the modest sum local workers received. The distribution of earnings was between just 8 Alaskan crew members, compared to 35 non-residents, highlighting a deep wage disparity within the same job. The financial aid provided by the state to the television show's producers underlines the extent of government support for such projects. In the latest season, the state provided around $691,000 in incentives. These producers reported expenditures amounting to approximately $285,000 on transportation and shipping within the state, and another $231,000 on food and accommodation. Yet, despite these substantial expenses and state subsidies, the previous season saw Alaskan residents earning only $44,000, while the non-residents took home $1.3 million. In that season, the state had even increased its subsidy to $786,000. This scenario unfolds in an industry that has seen significant changes since 2005, when the method of crab fishing was altered to a catch share system. This change was meant to make the industry safer and more regulated. Before this system was introduced, numerous boats would compete in a chaotic rush during short-lived winter seasons to capture as much crab as possible from the Bering Sea. The current system assigns a specific quota to each vessel that they can catch over an extended period, enhancing safety and reducing the frenzied competition that characterized the fishery in the past. Since the shift, the dangers have somewhat lessened, with only one life lost in contrast to the earlier high-risk conditions. However, the real struggle now lies in the economic realities faced by local workers. The high-profile exposure and the adventurous depiction of their jobs on international television do little to improve their financial situations. The allure of the show brings in viewers and profits, but the locals whose lives and labors are featured continue to face economic hardships. This imbalance highlights a broader issue. The profits from showcasing the rugged life of Alaskan crab fishermen are largely exported out of the local community, benefiting external stakeholders and leaving the actual fishermen with minimal rewards. As the show continues to broadcast the severe conditions and the daring nature of crab fishing in Alaska, the underlying economic disparities remain largely hidden from the audience, overshadowing the true story of those who face the cold winds and icy waters for meager pay. Crab fishing in Alaska is known for being extremely dangerous, with a death rate that is shockingly 80 times higher than that of the average job. Reports indicate that typically one crab fisherman loses his life every week during the peak fishing seasons. Despite this grim statistic, there are signs of improvement in safety standards, credited to changes in industry practices. Bill Prout, an experienced crab fisherman from Kodiak, highlights these changes, emphasizing that the ability to choose safer weather for fishing is a significant advancement that has undoubtedly saved many lives. Lance Farr, who comes from a family of crab fishermen stretching back 3 generations, also notes improvements, particularly in managing sleep deprivation, which was once a rampant problem. He credits these positive changes to the Catch Share program, a regulatory measure aimed at making the profession safer. Cale Garcia, a longtime crabber, supports this view, humorously noting that the real-life risks are now so mitigated that any remaining danger is mostly left for television dramatization. He comments on the transition of Bering Sea crabbing from one of the most perilous jobs to one of the safer ones in recent times. The crab fishermen have also organized themselves into a formal group called the Alaska Bering Sea Crabbers. This association represents the interests of crab fisheries throughout the Bering Sea and Aleutian Islands, advocating for safety and sustainability. This organization plays a crucial role in fostering a safer working environment for its members through advocacy and shared standards. The television show Deadliest Catch has gained international fame, depicting the lives of these crab fishermen. Interestingly, the show uses different voice actors for different regions to make the narration more relatable to international audiences. In the United States, Mike Rowe is the familiar voice of the series, while in the United Kingdom and Malaysia, viewers hear Bill Petrie and Nasar Balkan, respectively. This strategy of using local voices helps connect the global audience more personally with the show, enhancing its appeal and accessibility. Behind every filmed wave, there's a story of grit and grind. Trouble on the high seas. Filming Deadliest Catch is a formidable challenge in itself. The cameras and other filming equipment are frequently damaged or destroyed by the harsh conditions at sea, including saltwater spray and strong winds. Each season, the production team goes through an extensive amount of footage, around 30,000 hours, to craft the compelling episodes that audiences enjoy. The process of selecting the right moments to tell a coherent and engaging story involves immense effort and skill from the camera crews and editors, a testament to their dedication and the harsh realities of the job. This portrayal of crab fishermen serves to highlight their dual role as both brave adventurers confronting the treacherous seas and as individuals navigating through significantly improved working conditions. It underscores the progress made in the industry and the continuing challenges, providing viewers with a realistic glimpse into the lives of those who venture into the cold, unforgiving waters of the Bering Sea for their livelihood. In the television series Deadliest Catch, it appears there's a formula at play. Each season needs a villain. The producers at Discovery Channel seem intent on crafting a storyline of good versus evil, even though all the fishermen are essentially after the same prize, crabs. This narrative choice directs viewers to favor certain characters while disliking others, adding a layer of drama to the real challenges of crab fishing. The show's directors carefully choose and shape the characters they want to be seen as villains. They don't just pick people for these roles, they mold them to fit the story. For example, Captain Keith Colburn was first shown as a villain, and later Elliot Neese became the main bad guy, even being called public enemy number one by both the viewers and the network. The drama extends beyond the characters' portrayal on the sea. The Hillstrand brothers, once popular figures on the show, found themselves quickly exiting after a legal battle with Discovery Channel. This clash began after they had filmed a spin-off called Hill Stranded. Initially, the project seemed promising, but problems during the editing phase led to a significant conflict. When Discovery asked them to return to the studio for additional voiceover work, it escalated into a lawsuit for $3 million, leading the brothers and their colleague, Captain Sig Hansen, to leave the series. Elliot Neese's story further illustrates the complexities of life, as portrayed on the show compared to reality. Known for his aggressive behavior, Neese added a significant amount of tension and conflict over 5 seasons.
I think I'm going home.
His sudden departure in the 11th season left viewers confused until it was revealed that he had been struggling with addiction and had gone into rehabilitation. Neese's journey through rehab and his subsequent relapses into addiction underscore the harsh realities that can follow after gaining fame through reality TV. Despite moments of sobriety, he continued to face challenges, eventually leading to a 30-month prison sentence in 2022 for involvement in a drug trafficking operation. The viewers' responses to Nice's challenges post-show have been varied. While some express sympathy, others see his repeated legal troubles as a continued downward spiral. His narrative highlights not just a personal struggle, but also reflects on the impact of reality TV fame on individuals' lives. The storylines on Deadliest Catch might provide thrilling television, but they also cast a lasting effect on the real lives of those portrayed as characters. This blend of on-screen drama and real-life consequences offers a stark look at the complexities and often harsh realities that follow the blending of life and entertainment. The TV show Deadliest Catch reveals a harsh reality beyond the exciting scenes of battling the ocean. At its heart, it exposes the tough lives of fishermen, but also covers the personal tragedies that affect its cast members. For example, the show's director, Joseph McMahon, was shockingly shot outside his home in an incident that left many unanswered questions. He was responding to a strange noise when he was abruptly killed, and the shooter then took his own life, leaving a trail of grief and confusion. Another sad story from the show involves Nick McGlashan, known for his role on the Summer Bay vessel and featured in 78 episodes. His life was marked by a struggle with addiction, despite starting his fishing career at the young age of 13 in the challenging Bering Sea. His skills in fishing did not shield him from his problems with drugs, which ultimately led to his death from an overdose in a hotel room in Nashville at just 33 years old. His death shocked his family and fans, and tributes poured in from Captain Bill and McGlashan's sister Lydia, expressing deep sadness over the loss. Further adding to the series of distressing events, Nice, another well-known figure from the show, is facing a legal battle that could result in a prison sentence of up to 40 years. Despite this daunting prospect, there remains a small glimmer of hope for his future, though he has kept quiet about the situation on social media. The series doesn't just highlight the physical dangers like bad weather or risky seas. It also shows the mental and emotional challenges the crew faces, often leading to severe personal issues. These are not just stories of survival against nature, but also battles with personal demons and sudden tragic incidents that change lives forever. Beyond the ocean's roar, personal battles rage on, the overlooked dangers of becoming a fisherman. Contrary to the dangerous life shown on TV, the process of getting a fishing license appears surprisingly straightforward, which suggests that not everyone who goes out to sea is fully prepared. This lack of preparedness can be just as dangerous as the physical threats posed by the sea. The ease of obtaining a license doesn't match the real risks and skills needed to navigate these treacherous waters, highlighting a potentially dangerous gap between expectation and reality. Becoming a fisherman in Alaska seems straightforward. You pay $200 for a license, and you're qualified. However, if you were in a dangerous situation at sea, wouldn't you prefer someone skilled and experienced by your side? Although the initial investment is small, the real value should be placed on proper training and experience. Sig Hansen, well known from the Discovery Channel's Deadliest Catch, exemplifies the rugged life of an Alaskan fisherman. His life at sea makes compelling viewing, but his health issues reveal a harsher reality. Recently, Hansen revealed at the beginning of the 15th season that he had suffered what he described as a slight heart attack, an event that his crew was not previously aware of. This was not his first heart attack. He had experienced another on-air in 2016 while on the Northwestern. An interview with Entertainment Weekly, Hansen detailed how a seemingly minor sinus infection and the antibiotics prescribed for it led to serious complications. While driving through Seattle with his wife, his condition quickly deteriorated, necessitating an emergency hospital visit. At the hospital, a nurse administered an EpiPen, hoping to alleviate his symptoms. Instead, it caused severe chest pain, and tests soon confirmed he was having a cardiac arrest. This second heart attack within a span of 3 years alarmed his fans, many of whom expressed their concerns on social media, urging him to consider his health and retire from the strenuous and hazardous occupation of sea fishing. This incident appears to have significantly altered Hansen's perspective on life and his career. Despite these serious health scares, Hansen continues to captain his ship, a decision that raises questions about the balance between passion for one's profession and the physical demands it entails. His determination to remain at sea, despite the obvious risks to his health, demonstrates a complex interplay of personal drive and professional obligation, leaving viewers and fans in a state of concern and admiration. Sig Hansen's experiences captaining a ship on television are likely to continue. His daughter, Mandy, now captains the Northwestern, which seems a natural progression in the family's history. Sig told TV Insider that being part of the show feels automatic for him now, but it's also making him think more about his own health. On another note, Fetty, also known as Freddie Gotti, shows potential for a different career path. It appears he once considered becoming a professional boxer. According to reports, back in 2011, Fetty was involved in an altercation with a married couple. TMZ reported that Freddie Mogatai claimed he was acting in self-defense during the incident. Mogati, yet another alias, restrained the husband and pushed away the wife. Even though it was later found that the accusations were not true, Freddie Mogatai ended up being arrested. Subsequently, he lost his job due to unrelated issues. This situation reveals a sad twist of fate. If Freddie Mogatai had spent his spare time training in boxing, he might have transitioned into a boxing career instead. He could have tested his strength against actual opponents in the ring, rather than fantasizing about battling mythical sea creatures like sharks or the Kraken. This thought underscores the potential for changing life paths through personal development and training, and how sometimes individuals fail to seize such opportunities. Elliot Ness is not a favorite among reality TV stars. Unlike others, he does not show much appreciation for his fans. As the captain on The Deadliest Catch, he is often seen as the bad guy, a role he disagrees with. His interactions with fans on social media do not help improve his image. It is said that Elliot Ness often irritates even those fans who support him, which damages his public reputation further. He claims that the show does not portray him accurately, but many viewers are not willing to believe him. This disconnect between how he is portrayed and how he wishes to be seen has led to significant backlash. In 2015, there was even a public call to have him removed from the television show. This situation highlights the struggle Elliot Ness faces in trying to manage his image amidst widespread negative perceptions. While he attempts to defend himself and correct what he sees as misunderstandings about his character, the ongoing criticism continues. Articles continue to surface about other cast members like deep things you didn't know about Maria Dosal on Deadliest Catch, which often paint a more favorable picture of his colleagues. This only adds to the challenges Elliot Ness faces as he tries to reshape his image in the eyes of the public, who seem increasingly resistant to his side of the story. When the 16th season of Deadliest Catch began earlier this month, viewers quickly noticed a new addition to the Cornelia Marie crew, a woman named Maria Dosal. Originally from King Cove, Alaska, Maria joined Captain Josh Harris and his team for the 2019 snow crab season, which started in October. Her arrival marked a significant change, as it's rare to see a woman in such a traditionally male-dominated job. Every fisherman casts both nets and tails in the sea's vast expanse. On the deck and in the heart, Maria's dual catch. Maria's presence has stirred interest and admiration from the show's audience. They appreciate how she competently handles her duties, often performing on par with or better than her male colleagues. This dynamic has brought a fresh element to the show, with fans commenting on her strength and potential to bring new energy to the crew. Maria's personal life also captures viewer interest. She is dating another fisherman. This detail adds a layer of personal intrigue to her professional life, making her story more engaging to follow. Fans have expressed support for her, noting her toughness and resilience in a challenging environment. Maria's background in fishing began in June 2015, when she first worked as a deckhand on the FV Pacific Quest. Since then, she has proudly identified as an adventurer on social media, a title that underscores her love for her challenging job. Her transition from the Pacific Quest to the Cornelia Marie has been a journey of growth, showcasing her dedication and skill in navigating the harsh conditions at sea. August 2017, Maria transitioned to a new fishing boat, the FV Nicholas Michael. This change was noteworthy and featured prominently during the premiere episode of the television show. During the episode, Josh, the captain of another boat called the Cornelia Marie, explained his decision to recruit Maria. He praised her skills and experience, stating, "Maria's a strong woman who has spent a lot of time on boats. She really knows her way around, and she might even teach some of the men a few things." This endorsement was not just a casual comment. It set the stage for Maria to highlight her new role. On April 11th, Maria used her Instagram to hint at her appearance on the long-standing series Deadliest Catch. She emphasized the importance of her current assignment by noting that the boat she was aboard, the Cornelia Marie, was part of the series. Her Instagram post included multiple photos that captured her daily life on the boat, giving her followers a glimpse into her world at sea. A few days after this initial post, Maria shared more about her life on the boat, discussing the physical and mental challenges that come with fishing in dangerous waters. Yet, it wasn't all hard work and harsh conditions. In a touching moment last May, Maria posted a special thank you to her boyfriend after she hurt her foot. This act showed a different side of Maria, one that balanced her tough professional persona with her more personal, caring side. These moments provided a fuller picture of Maria's life, combining the demanding nature of her job with personal connections that bring joy and support amidst the daily challenges. Maria has always tried to keep her personal life private, but like many celebrities, she hasn't completely succeeded. She was in a relationship with Ryan McDonald, a fisherman, for a year and a half. During that time, she shared many photos of them together on social media platforms. However, their relationship ended right around the time Maria started her new job on the TV show Deadliest Catch. Not long after her breakup with Ryan, Maria found someone new. She started dating Mark Schwantes. Unlike Ryan, Mark isn't a fisherman, but he has a strong love for nature, just like Maria. Their shared interests helped them connect deeply, and by 2020, they celebrated the birth of their first child, a girl named Hazel. This story of Maria's love life shows a pattern common among celebrities. Their personal milestones and relationships often become public entertainment. Every new romance and breakup gets noticed and talked about by fans. For Maria, moving from Ryan to Mark wasn't just about personal change, but also seemed to coincide with her shifting professional life. Each new chapter in her love life draws attention, keeps people interested, and adds another layer to her public persona. This ongoing interest in her personal decisions highlights how closely the public watches and reacts to celebrity relationships, always eager to see what happens next. With another captain lost to the Alaskan Sea, is the show real or just made for entertainment? Like and subscribe for more.